please subscribe to help you and your motorcycle perform better.
Whoops. I'll go find that. This way. Like that. There it is. Well, just over 600 miles. Mr. Williams is in rehab after his torturous ride for many different reasons, which we will go through piece by piece, because we're going to set the ergos up on this bike for me to test a street setting and then let's say an aggressive street setting. Now, Dave complained of a lot of very acute foot angle that we talked about, in that it was really hard to get the downshift because he had to do this to get his foot up to be able to downshift. So obviously at that point we need to take this shifter and turn it down. To do that, our shift rod is here, the lock nuts are there, and it's easy enough to move this down so that we can get a much better position for the shifter. So let's move the kickstand out of the way. That gives us enough angle here. Question is, can I get in? Nope. Nope. And no. Now, as far as the brake lever goes, in the seating position I'm going to be in, my foot goes to it. It doesn't have to come up to clear it. So as far as the brake lever goes, I'm quite happy with its position because I can just slide forward onto it and slide back based on that's the way that I ride. If you feel for you have to really make that ankle angle acute, then you can go ahead and disconnect on the back side, pull the pin, loosen the lock nut, spin the clevis, and adjust it so that you send it down. That would be by reducing the number of threads showing here. Because then if you reduce the number of threads showing, screwing it up, it deepens the angle of the lever. So for me, size 9 US, that brake lever's fine, so I have no problems as it is. Now, in terms of the clutch, we don't have a lot of range of adjustment here to move it backwards and forwards. It's an 8mm bolt to adjust it. The problem is it's here, and that's a pain in the bum angle. Even if you have a quick shifter, you still have to pull your hand up to go get it, and you're pulling in the wrong plane. So let's loosen this up. There we go. Drop it down slightly. Now, in dropping it down, what I want to find out is, with my hands in the middle, well, the last third of the grip, where does my finger go to? Well, right there. It's perfect placement. It's just a little far off, but I don't really have a whole lot to pull it down. But if I put my hand and centralize it, it's perfect. Now, in regards to the brakes, our brake line here and the casting for the master cylinder, there's just enough room for the line to fit. That will be normal, and that is where it sits. So if we wanted to pull all this around, remove the placement for the bracket holding the reservoir, we could do that, which would again de-stress this line because that's where it wants to be. And if that's the case, we can do that. And as far as the angle goes, it's not that bad. So we could technically get away with this at this angle, maybe loosen this up a little bit, or there's a plastic nipple that goes through a hole there. If you were to grind that nipple off, the reservoir would tilt ever so slightly and take the stress off the line again. So there's lots of options here.
Catch the full video at DaveMossTuning.com.